Bit of phone footage today. I've managed to finish the joists and I've started to get the boards up. So you can probably see some of these joists appear to have bolts through them, and that's because they've been doubled up in thickness here, and then I've made, it's not quite a flitch beam because there's no steel sandwiched in the middle, but it's as close to a flitch beam as is probably required for this span. It's a 3.5 meter span, and I'm using 5x2s C24. So having them doubled up like that should be plenty, because the only thing that's going to be up there are some 18mm boards and some rubber roof. Every single one of these joists are secured down now, so it's time to start getting the boards on, and then I can get access to the roof. Let's do it. Now, I don't know how heavy each of these boards are, but they are extremely heavy. And when I say extremely heavy, I mean flipping heavy. I've made sure to put my special boots on. It's come in quite handy. That's one way to do it. And now to get the rest of them in. Whew. Lift with the legs. 1, 2, 3. It's starting to feel like an inside place now that there's a roof on. One, two, three, four, fuck knows how many to go. Well, the bad weather was rolling in, so as soon as I got those boards up on the roof, I pretty much just screwed them down and put a tarp on, and I really haven't done anything since. It's been a week, and yeah, there was a big leak simply because I put the tarp on, and where the boards were kind of butting up against each other, the water just leaked through there, straight through the tarp, straight through the gaps, and a load of water came through here. Unfortunately, it looks as though I've had a bit of a leak. It's come from a crack there, and all this floor is soaking. Looks like we've had leaks all the way along this joist, and it's still coming through and absolutely soaked the inside. So I got some tape, taped up the joints. It's just temporary, because today I'm going to finish off the roof and get the boards in the right place, tape it all up, and I'm going to get the rubber on. Thankfully it's all dry in here now, as dry as it can be. So yeah, let's get this roof sorted. So at the moment the joists are just attached to the frame itself, to the actual the walls, and before I actually screw the boards from the top into the joists, I want to make sure that all the joists are straight. Some of them have slight twists in them, so I'm going to be getting some noggins up. This is a 2x4 noggin, and this is actually what I used to make sure that all the joists were spaced at the correct 400 millimeter spacing. Now I've gone for 400 millimeter spacing, I think I said earlier on, simply because that's the best way to make use of the insulation. I created a jig on here now so that I can get my 5x2s and just put it up against there, cut, and I know that all my 5x2s, sorry, I've got sawdust in my lungs because it's really dusty out here. So I can grab all my 5x2 cut-offs and make 400 millimeter noggins. I'm marking 2.4 meters from the back side of the front fascia timber, if that makes any sense. What that'll allow me to do is I'll be able to get a full length of the insulation from that timber right the way to this noggin, and then it's just a case of 400 wide strips. That's the plan anyway. Now a lot of these joists were quite bowed, so even though they were spaced where they're attached to the wall with the 400 noggin, and they were spaced at the back where they're attached to the wall, in the middle, as you can see, that's got quite a lot of movement. So what these noggins are going to do is basically bring them all straight. My hammer has gone missing. I'm getting to the point in the build now where I'm starting to get complacent. So I'm on to the last kind of like timber fascia now. I've done all the others. So I'm just going to show you how I managed to do it on my own, which is actually quite straightforward and probably easier than maybe dealing with another person holding it for you. So let me just get some blocks. So I'm going to pop a block on here. And I'll pop another one on that end. And that's just chewed up one of my posi drive bits. Now it's just a case of getting the timber on one. Probably easier to do it this way. There you go, so that's now in. Get it in the right place. So I'm going to use a screw just to pull it in, and then I'll go round again with the nail gun. So the nails give it a lot more strength than the screw. The screw can snap, but the screw's good at pulling things tight. Nails are really bad at pulling things tight, but they're really good at, they'll bend, they'll slightly deform rather than just straight out snap. I've already nailed the back. one for good luck. There you go. So welcome to the roof. Now it's time for me to put these boards where they're supposed to be and then trim the boards as required so that it fits the roof frame, and then I'll be ready for rubber. Now this bit wasn't on camera simply because it was quite a hell of a job, to be fair. But I've done the boards on top, trimmed them as they needed to be, and now I've got the rubber roof. To be honest, getting the roof up was just difficult because it was heavy. In terms of how I'm keeping it down, you can probably see I've just got some blocks here on the side. I've got quite a lot of overhang because originally this was designed to be a 7.5 metre structure, and now it's only 6.5 metres. But yeah, that's all for this video, and I'm not too sure what the next one's going to be, but stay tuned and I'll see you later.